For this video, you are going to need your calculator and you will need your unit conversion factor sheet that you picked up. Today we're going to be working on the other side. We're not going to be doing metric conversions, we'll be doing unit conversions. Unit conversions are different than metric conversions in some ways because they are conversions between metric and non-metric units. Or just between different unit systems. To measure some property. So what I mean by that, if we look here at your sheet, on the back of your sheet here, you'll notice that you have some conversion factors for different properties. There's one, you have a conversion factor set for length, mass, volume, pressure, and energy. Now, if you look at length, for example, some of these conversion factors here are talking about looking at relationships between a unit in the metric system and a unit that's not in metric system. For example, meter to yards. The yards, inch, feet, that system is sometimes called an English system, which is kind of ironic because the English don't use it. They only use it here in the United States. The English do everything in metric. If you look down here at pressure, here's some different units that are used to measure pressure, like air pressure, day pressure inside a tire. But anyway, if you look at them, we have atmosphere, kilopascals, torr, psi. None of these are metric units. These are just different units that are used to measure pressure. They have different applications. For example, atmosphere is usually used in meteorology. The term kilopascals is commonly used in physics application. PSI is often used in industry. That stands for pounds per square inch. And torr, or millimeters of mercury, is also commonly used in chemistry. So we're going to focus on today just looking at converting back between different units. So this is a little bit different than metric, but also is very similar to metric in that you're still going to need to use dimensional analysis. Remember, that's the system we used with the boxes to set up for metric conversions. We're still going to set up our problems the same way. We're just going to use a slightly different way to approach them. All right, so let's look at what if we wanted to convert, for example, 525 feet. I wanted to know how many meters that was. Now what you're going to do when you have your conversion is you're going to look very carefully and ask yourself, what is the unit I'm starting with and what is the unit I'm supposed to convert it into? Then you refer to your sheet and you look for some type of relationship between these two units. Now if we look for feet, we come down here and here's feet here, here's feet here, and here's feet here. So this relationship is feet to miles, this is feet to inches, and this is feet to yards. And none of these are a relationship between feet and meters. That doesn't mean the conversion can't be done. It means that the conversion is going to have to be done in more than a single step. So let's look at, well, what do we know about meters and another unit for length? Up here it says here's a relationship between meters and yards. So we ask ourselves, is there a relationship then between yards and feet that I can use? Okay, and right down here, feet and yards. Okay, so once you've identified the conversion relationships that you're going to need, you notice these are already written out for you in the complete form of an equality. You don't have to figure out where to put ones or tens or anything like that. They're already written out completely for you. Your responsibility is just simply to decide how will I set it up in the dimensional analysis format so that the units cancel so that I can do the actual math. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to use the relationship between units that will allow us to cancel the feet unit. Well, this unit has feet and yards. So we're going to take the 3 feet and we're going to place the 3 feet on the bottom because this allows us to cancel out the starting unit of feet. That means that the other side of the equality, the 1 yard, will be placed in the top of the box. Now we know we also have to use this relationship to complete the equality. So now we need to cancel the yard by placing something down here with yards. So we're going to put the 1.0936 yards in the bottom, and that means the 1 meter must go on top. So we'll cancel our units. And now we're ready to do the math. Okay, so we're going to multiply across the top, so that's 525 times 1 times 1. So that is 525, and the meter is still there, over the bottom boxes are 3 times 1.0936. Okay, there's no units left on the bottom. Now all I have to do is input that value into my calculator. So 525 divided by 3 times 1.0936 is 160.02 meters. Now, for the purposes of this worksheet, I want you to round to 2 non-zero numbers after the decimal place. Okay? So that's a 0. So I want 2. Okay, so your answer, your calculator, may come out very, very long. Just look at what comes after the decimal point and round off to 2 numbers that aren't 0. So there's a whole bunch of zeros and then like a 5 or something, then 0.0005, whatever. Okay, so 160.022. All right, let's look at another example. Let's look at one involving mass. So let's do 565 grams equals how many pounds? LBS, this member, is the abbreviation for pounds. Now here I come over here, I know this is grams, okay, so I know we have mass, and I ask myself, is there a relationship between grams and pounds? Okay. You look right here and it says, look, 1 pound is 453.59 grams. So in this case, I have a single relationship right there, so I'm only going to need to set up my problem with a single box. So I just need this relationship, and that's all I need. Now, I have to start with canceling the grams. So then I need the 453.59 grams to go in the bottom. So I can cancel the grams. That means that the 1 pound, or LB, goes on the top. Okay. Now I can cancel the unit of grams, and I have 565 pounds over 453.59. I just need to enter that in my calculator. 565 divided by 453.59. Okay, 1.2456. So I'm going to round that off to 1.25 pounds. 1.25 pounds is 565 grams. Okay, so this is all you do to set up unit conversions. Okay, some of them will be a little trickier. Some of them you might have one, all you need is one relationship to get you there. Okay, but if you feel that you get stuck, look to see, well, what am I starting unit? Where can I convert it to? If I convert it to that unit, then what can I convert that unit to? And then what do I need to convert that unit into? Is there another relationship? Okay, there's at least one on your paper that's kind of tricky. It's one of the volume units, and it's kind of long. If you get stuck, make sure to ask for help, but don't spend too much time on that problem. If it's sticky, then just go on and try another problem on your paper, and then come back and ask for assistance with that one.